All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Welcome everybody to the MHealthy Holiday Series webinar series. I'm John Soniga from MHealthy Thrive along with Kathryn Greiner from the Credit Union. We're going to wait a few minutes before we begin the webinar to let some more folks get into the room, and then we'll start talking. Good afternoon, everybody, and once again, welcome to the MHealthy Holiday Series webinars. We've talked about a number of things, acknowledging the pressures and pleasures of the holidays. For Thanksgiving, we've talked about nutrition and exercise, and the importance of resisting temptations. Today, we're going to address the issue of being generous during the season. It's one of the main themes of the holiday season. Just yesterday, I was watching A Christmas Carol with the character Scrooge. So we do talk about generosity or the lack thereof and all of the things that surround those issues all throughout the holiday season. So let's move a little forward here. Whoop. 1 second. There we go. Think about gift giving, generosity during the holidays. It's a wonderful time, and we want to emphasize that. But do you ever overspend and feel stressed by overspending? Do you ever feel burdened instead of uplifted by gift giving? I work in stress management, and I want you to feel uplifted by giving a gift. Gifts shouldn't add to your burden. Think about that. Do you ever feel burdened instead of uplifted, and why that is? Do you ever wish for more holiday meaning and a lot less stuff that we could add meaning to our holiday experience? I'm going to turn over to Kathryn.
Hi, Kathryn Greiner from University of Michigan Credit Union. I'd like you to think about last year's holiday. If we're going to change what we're doing, we want to review what we've done and say, okay, how could I make it better than last year? Think about it. What gifts did you receive last year? What did you get last year? What gifts did you give? Do you even remember? I had a man come to see me once years ago, big man, and he said to his sweet wife sitting with him, "What'd you get me last year? What did I get you last year?" And you think about it, sometimes we're spending money with credit cards, money we don't even have, for things that we don't necessarily need, trying to make an impression, but we forget. So this is a good thing to think about now. What do we remember from this experience? Today, what we're going to do is share some tips to help you be truly generous, to simplify your holidays, and to enjoy the season more fully.
And it's a very important topic from a stress management point of view. Being generous is one of the ways we stay calm and relax and understand our generosity. And I'll agree with you, Kathryn. I tried to do that exercise. I can't remember the last holiday. In fact, I think I have a gift that I received that I didn't wear the entire year. So I have a sweater that I discovered, and I'm wondering whether I should re-gift that. So it's a very interesting exercise to do. So our tip number one is to identify your holiday values, what the values are like. So if you can take a moment and finish this sentence for me. The holidays are a time to take a moment and think of what comes to the forefront of your mind or your feeling. The holidays are a time to... Wonderful. So what did you answer when you said that? What are the holidays are a time to buy gifts, feel stressed, put on weight? What was your response? What's most important to you? Ask yourself that question. What is most important to you during this season? What stirs your soul that excites you? What are your memories? What was your best holiday? Think about that. Is it the music? There's lots of wonderful music. The warmth you feel from helping somebody less fortunate. The religious meaning of the various holidays that we have. It's very important to acknowledge our spirituality during this season. Snuggling up with a child, maybe your child or a nephew or niece or neighbor, to read a holiday story. What a wonderful feeling. Sleeping in, one of my favorites. Oh, that sleep is a forgotten health behavior. The holidays are a time to sleep in and relax. The holidays are a time to spend time with your family. That usually is true for many folks, not all. Take a moment to reflect on what kind of holiday you really want. Don't lose sight of your values. Write it down. What I find is find a touchstone. Make a plan.
I'm the budget counselor, credit counselor at University of Michigan Credit Union. I work with members who often have too many bills and not enough income. And when we talk about the holidays, to get it under control and feel good about what you're doing and confident and relaxed, it's real important to start with a plan. And of course, we've talked about, John's been helping you get in touch with what your values are. What are the most important things? So if you start by making a written plan of how you would celebrate the holiday season, it's something that you can talk about and share with your partner, sometimes with your children or other people that are close to you. So not only is it your plan, but it's a way of communicating so that you don't feel undermined or overwhelmed because people understand what your plans are. Very handy to use a calendar. When do you need to get some things done to make sure you accomplish what you want to accomplish? Whether it's going out to enjoy some events or decorating or cooking, what are the things that you need to accomplish? Well, when are you really going to do it? And I encourage people, instead of trying to cram it all in after work or the couple of days we might have off during the week, how about actually scheduling a day or more off of vacation time to use for holiday preparations or shopping, so you're not shopping perhaps when the crowds are there.
That's a wonderful idea, Kathryn. I always say, put yourself on your to-do list.
Oh, I love it. That's great.
That's what I recommend, and I have to do it myself. I see we have a couple of questions. We'll take those at the end of the webinar, so feel free at any point to write in and we'll get to them.
Great. I would encourage all of you to talk to your family. If you need to change your own spending behavior because you've been spending too much and people are expecting things from you and you're concerned about how you're going to deal with others' expectations, talking to them ahead of time is great. If you're in a partnership, talk to your partner first. Explain to your children if there's going to be a change. I was helped years ago when my children were young and Santa Claus came on television and said, you know, it's rough all over the world and I'm going to have a heck of a time getting to everyone, but I promise every child one gift from Santa this year. And so I turned to my children who were sitting in the room with me and I said, hey, you heard it from the man, one gift. Anyway, talking to family, the way we're going to handle the holiday this year is, and then you fill in the blank, it's going to be a cookie Christmas, it's going to be whatever it is you plan to do, and then zip it. Don't criticize. Don't worry about defending yourself. You've stated your plan peacefully, quietly. Each other person in your life will do what they're planning on doing. If you're feeling overwhelmed, there are some things you could reconsider. You know, try this. Write down all of your usual holiday responsibilities. What do you do? Do you do the decorating, the shopping, the wrapping, the cooking, the baking? Which one of those do you enjoy? Which ones do you enjoy? What could you simplify or delegate or ask for help with or, in fact, do without?
I like to say ask for help. You're giving other people a gift when you ask for help because they might want to help.
Yeah.
So it's a wonderful opportunity.
We want to talk for a couple of minutes about setting up your budget because you're going to feel best about this holiday if you can honestly figure out what can we really afford to spend, right? So then you develop a holiday spending plan. And to do that, you need to make a list of what gift for whom. And this year, record the actual costs of purchases to help you stay on track. Now, you need to include the hidden expenses of the holidays, such as baking, special meals, decoration, postage, travel. It's kind of amazing when you really look at all of those costs. So what I would encourage you to do this year is record what you're spending. This is not where you kick yourself for what you've done. This is where you get a real handle on what does this holiday cost you. And then next year, maybe a month or two ahead of time, you look at what you spent this year and you think about how you can change it. The other thing that you can do is if you tally up what the holiday cost you, including decorations and foods and other things, you can begin to set aside money each month. The U of M Credit Union has a holiday savings account, but I bet any financial institution you use has one. And they can automatically transfer money from checking to savings in a special little account for holiday savings so that next year when they dump all that money in your account, it earns that much interest, not much. But when they put it in your checking account next November 1st, you're set. You don't have to avoid some other bill or cut somewhere where you really shouldn't to afford the holiday.
I think that's wonderful, Kathryn, and I didn't even know that I need to use that holiday spending account myself. I try to do that mentally now, but we have resources right here at the university that you can use to do that.
Yeah, it's great. So what I'd like you to do and John talked about resisting temptation, I would encourage you to resist overspending. Now, if you've got a problem with credit cards, if it's just too easy to say yes when you really ought to be saying no, I'll deal with it later, I'll think about it later kind of mentality, then use cash because cash doesn't lie. And when it's gone, it's gone. And some people use envelopes. Some people say, I don't want to carry around that much cash with me. Well, you could establish a separate account, a holiday spending account, and use your debit card from that account. So there are different ways of doing it. If you're going to use credit cards and you pay them off every month and you're able to meet your next month's expenses even after paying off that credit card, then you have it under control. Credit cards are a wonderful convenience, but they don't help many people control spending. In fact, they reduce our resistance to spend. It's okay to use cash or the cash equivalent of a debit card as long as you're not making fees, right, by overspending. Don't skip bills to free up money to buy presents. And I'm going to tell you a secret that won't be a secret after today. When I was very young, I remember putting my gas bill off until January to free up the cash I needed to afford Christmas. I have done this, and I'm the budget guru at the U of M Credit Union. So I'm not perfect. We all grapple with how to do this. But if you plan and limit spending and get realistic about what you can handle, you're going to have such less stress over the holidays.
Now, one of our final tips, and one that I really like to emphasize, is to try simple, low-cost gifts. One of my favorites is gifts from the heart. I always like to harken back to your childhood where you have children and where your child brings home something from school or you get something from your child, how meaningful that is. I myself like to write a short poem, albeit they're not very good, but people enjoy them, and it's very deep in meaning. So it's a wonderful thing. Kathryn?
Yeah, I had a young man come to see me years ago, lovely young man who was overspending and in debt, and he was very generous, but he was doing it with credit, so he got himself in trouble. He said, I'm going to turn this thing around. He said, this year I'm going to find another way to express how I feel. And he sat down and he wrote 50 fond memories of him and his dad. And he gave it to his dad for his dad's 50th birthday. So yes, this is a holiday issue, but it's also any gift-giving issue. And you can imagine what a meltdown that was. What gift from any store could ever touch that? So the poem that John's talking about, any way that you can sing it, speak it, photograph it, what's valuable is you. You're the gift. You are the gift.
It tears me up hearing that story, that these are the gifts that we remember. Often the small gifts from the heart overshadow anything we can possibly buy. Another thing we talk about is making some homemade gifts. We love them. People have so many talents. Right here, we're out at Wolverine Tower now in an office. We have a craft fair coming up. I love when people make crafts and buying those, but making them yourself if you can, that people acknowledge that you've put some effort into this. It's a wonderful thing, and plus, if you're good, you can do them in a healthy way.
I had a fellow at a workshop yesterday say, this workshop, 'tis the season to hang on to reason and be generous, that his best holiday memory was going to his best friend's house where his mother was making pistachio bread. And the mother said, here, John, mix this up, stir this in. And he said he remembers that event more than anything else that happened last year. So homemade gifts are precious, and particularly so when you have family members who help you in the process.
The gift of doing things together, inviting folks in. And another simple tip is always my favorite, is the gifts of time, things you can do together. We segue into that. Give yourself time. That the holidays, in many instances in our traditions, are a time to reflect and slow down. Slow down. Give yourself the gift of time. Create coupons that describe a gift. We often do the coupon booklets. I often have my kids do these that have to do with household chores, and they provide us with more laughter because then they actually have to do those things that we like to do. And it's wonderful to whip out a coupon that says do the dishes. A walk together, babysitting, chores, dinners, make them for your significant others. I like to do this with my mother, who's older, and what she most wants, she says, I don't need any more things. I want you. I want you. And I make her coupons that say for one dinner or lunch, and I take her out, and that brings her more joy. So, you know, give a gift of time to others, but also give the gift of time to yourself. You know, take that break. Write down.
Try simple, low-cost gift ideas. Gifts of experience. You know, there are things that you know how to do, whether it's knitting or teaching someone music lessons, maybe teaching them some foreign language or the language of your heritage. Offer free services you're skilled at, like cooking, photography, computers. I was very thrilled the other day to hear my son say, who's now 27 and living in New York City, he said, I'm going to teach a spice class. We're going to taste and try spices. I thought, how wonderful. He's developed a skill and he's sharing it with other people. So people love getting things from you in that way, so be open to that. And I will tell you that there is a booklet that I found online called Simplify the Holidays. It's from the Center for a New American Dream. And the URL, the web address for this, I'm going to get to MHealthy so they can send it to you all in a follow-up email. But it has wonderful ideas about low cost and green, good for the ecology, ways of wrapping gifts and dealing with waste and food and gifts to charity and low-cost gifts for every person in your family, as well as how to talk to your family about getting them on board with these new ideas.
And we'll send that along to you because it is a wonderful document that has ideas and share ideas with each other. We're learning new things every day about how we can do simple, pleasurable gifts.
I would like to talk for a moment about gifts to charity. Sometimes people say instead of another thing, they would like to donate to a cause in their name. John, you want to talk about volunteering a bit?
Well, I like to talk about the importance of volunteering, what this actually does for stress relief. I go out and obviously ring the Salvation Army bell with my family. It's something we can do together, but it's not only a gift to others, but you have to remember when you're donating to a cause or when you're participating as a volunteer, it's a gift to yourself, and a gift to yourself that's very meaningful. It reflects upon, many of you, I'm sure, well, back at the beginning, reflects upon your values. And when you can do something that's in touch with your values, it's really a wonderful feeling.
Consider new gift-giving traditions. A lot of families draw names for gift-giving so that you're not compelled to buy gifts for everyone. And drawing names makes you think about someone differently when this is it. I have to tell you, a young woman came to me a little while back who had several others in her family that she would buy gifts for, but in her family, either someone was sick or they had lost their job over these last few years. Times have been hard. And so they each drew one name, so they only had to buy one gift. But she said what they did is they all sat down together, and before they gave the person the gift, they told them something that recipient, the person getting the gift, had done to inspire them or help them, something they always appreciated and liked about the person they were giving the gift to. And she said after a few minutes, we didn't care what was in the packages. We just wanted to hear what people were saying to each other.
That's a wonderful tradition to start.
If you designate a dollar limit on gifts in advance with your family or your coworkers or your friends, it might help relieve the burden that they're feeling that they would never speak to you about. A lot of times when we're having good financial times in our lives, we have more money, we might give bigger gifts, but because of people's need to reciprocate, they may feel awkward because they can't reciprocate. They can't afford to reciprocate. And that can cause a lot of bah humbug responses from people who say, I can't wait till the holidays are over, because they can't reciprocate. So dollar limits are helpful, or types of gifts, or a way to exchange is really wonderful. You could do a cookie exchange instead of gifts. I've met more than one person, and they'll go to a person's house and make cookies together and then split them up. Or they'll just give cookies or some baked goods, something that they've made. Look, I canned the apples off the tree outside my balcony, is what my father told me one year. My father made apple jam for his gifts one year, and he was an engineer. It was a wonderful thing.
And I'm always thinking with cookies and MHealthy as well. We're trying to exchange healthy gifts, or sometimes we'll go to an exchange and try and get rid of our cookies and come back with a healthy thing.
I have done cookie exchanges, and I have a book my sister gave me. She's a doctor, and she said, how about sugar-free cookies? And
Wonderful
you make them with
idea.
dried fruits and nuts and seeds, and they're delicious and crunchy and good and sweet, but they're sweet from fruit. So some kind of exchange from things that you've made is wonderful. I call myself the queen of the second hand, and I have used items from thrift stores as gifts. I once bought a beautiful set of brass candlestick holders that had never been used. I got them for a couple of dollars, bought candles to go with them, made a beautiful gift. So don't feel odd. Take a look at those thrift stores. It's a good way to save money and to recycle and reuse.
I love thrift stores myself.
Oh, good.
So, yeah.
Good.
And like it says online, too. Remember, we have lots of online places where we can find used goods.
That's right. A white elephant party is a really fun way to have inexpensive gifts be a lot of fun. Each person brings a wrapped second-hand item in good condition. Each person draws a number. Number 1 chooses a gift and unwraps it, and then number 2, the next person to get a gift can take that gift or choose a new one. And so people start competing for the gifts that they really like, which is fun. And so it shifts the focus from the package and its contents to the fun and interactivity of the people in the room.
Another way to get in touch with your values. This is supposed to be fun, not stressful. So let's summarize briefly for 'tis the season to be generous. Identify your holiday values. Always carry around and get in touch with how you want your holidays to go. Keep that as a touchstone. It's nice to take a moment and reflect when you're in a stressful moment. What do I really want to experience? Make a plan according to your values. Make a plan. Little small steps. Set your budget. Talk with people about it. As Kathryn said, let people know. Try simple, low-cost gift ideas from the heart. Consider new traditions. I've got one Kathryn taught me today. It's a wonderful thing. I'm going to go tell my wife today. This is what we're going to do this year. And we have some additional resources. The credit union, we will send you the link with the book. It's a wonderful place to go. They do lots of things that are very helpful throughout the year. And we have stress management, faculty and staff assistant, and university health system, employee assistance programs are great places to go. We're going to take a look at a few questions now that have come in. First one says that my children go to school with a wide variety of kids, and many of them are quite well off. As a result, my kids are always hearing about all the things these kids want, and they, of course, want the same things. How do you address this with my young children? Have any ideas, Kathryn?
Well, it's a common thing all of us as parents may have experienced. It's okay to say to your children that people have different resources, that there are different types of incomes, and some people spend differently on gifts. The most important things about the holiday are what we give back rather than what we get. And to help children focus on that, a woman in the class yesterday said she allowed all of her 3 children to go to an angel tree where you pick a family and the children chose gifts for them, and they were much less focused on their own gifts because they were focused outside themselves.
Good answer, Kathryn. Do we have another question? We'll take one last question here. What are some tips for changing long-standing traditions? It sounds great to say that everybody will go their own way if I change my mind, but you don't know my family. They will actually stress me out more if I don't do what they want. Help. So in terms of gift giving, there is a lot of, I think Kathryn brought up reciprocity, that how do we change some of these traditions where we've done over the years. Any ideas, Kathryn?
What I would encourage you to do is make some small step changes. And it's okay as long as you and your partner, if you have a partner, are resolved about how you want the holiday to be. It doesn't have to be a put down to anybody else to say, well, the way we're handling this year is we're going to do just a cookie. We're going to do a cookie exchange. It's going to be a cookie Christmas for me, or whatever it is that you're going to do. And you all do what you'd like to do. We'll still get together for and where you're going to join them, so they don't feel like you're leaving them out of your life.
Yeah, I think that's great. The small steps approach is always the way to go. And I always say give the gift of compassion and forgiveness during the holidays. It's a wonderful thing. Sometimes we have families that are less than idyllic, and I always say we also give the gift of disengagement, that I'm not picking that up there. So sometimes you have to give compassion, forgiveness to others and to yourself. And while you're taking these small steps, it might take several years to get that new tradition in place. It's not going to happen right away, so let's take some time to get it done. So that's the end of our webinar today. Thank you for coming. We have a webinar coming up next week to finish our series, Being Content with the Season, next week. And we will enjoy that right before we have our holiday break. And thanks again for listening, and look forward to talking with you next week. Bye-bye.